Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
My occupation. This shit outrageous. Native maintenance, proof,
hostile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud. Hostile. It's UPK style. And stop now. Fathers walk UPK style. And stop now. Fathers walk UPK style. And stop now. Fathers warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot, call it compound. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. This for my niggas, put the guns, drugs down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord call for the blood. Hey, try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Sworn drawn for what you perform. Don't hide yourself. Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Devil got to die, lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for them crackers. No, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions, plenty bitch. What the features, this your death sentence. I'm talking bitch. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Fill the world with lies. They die for your skin, die for your pride. I'm talking to you. So war for your life. Yo, try to destroy my people. You gotta play the price, nigga. You gotta let them hear. Till the devil's let the end is slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words, hand in book. About to take these rappers back to school. No sand and hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey. Now they shook from vicious words out this hand and book. About to take these rappers back to school. No sand and hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet, the honey jet. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for the devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the bench. I see horn pitch full. Go ahead. So please believe me. Your white man is a demon. And I ain't gonna vote for them to free me. Beat to weep. The color purple, that's why this life today broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We screaming, let this bitch burn. 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she please as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Slaughter, yeah. Slaughter, yeah. Slaughter, yeah. Slaughter, yeah. Slaughter, yeah. Slaughter. That they do not rise. Go in and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's why I'm talking to you. Never got to die. So die for your life. Try to destroy my people. Gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta let them hear. Till the devils let the end is slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason.
That's how we ride in the third, blow up, third, blow up. From lane to lane, we grip the grain and 20s, chop up the curb. We poppin' flippers and chippers. There go on the ride, bro, bubble out and customizing, chrome 20 inches wide. That's how we ride in the third, blow up, third, blow up. From lane to lane, we grain and 20s, chop up the curb. We poppin' flippers and chippers. There go G's on the ride, bro, bubble out and customizing, chrome 20 inches wide. Codes.
test it live on the
They're not letting me go live on Instagram. You heard me? Yeah, just a minute. All right. Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Honda. This is the Wednesday night law class. You know, where we're going to break down the law, you know what I'm saying, like the Most High gave it to us, man. You know, in our time of captivity, you know, where we have diverted, you know what I'm saying, from which is our history and our culture, you know what I'm saying, and the law is part of it, man. You know, the law is give us it give us rules, it give us life, you know what I'm saying, to live by. You know what I'm saying? Without the law, then you know what I'm saying, your whole life can fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Without these laws that the Most High gave us, man. And the Most High gave his people, you know what I'm saying, which is his chosen people, you know what I'm saying, which is the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying? Life, you know what I'm saying? Life is the law, man. You know, it separates us from the rest of the people that's on the face of the earth, which are the heathens, man. You know, in captivity, you have taken on other cultures, you know, you didn't take on other cultures' way of life, man. And when you taking on other people's cultures, man, then you start to you know to veer off into sin, man. You know, the heathens, you know what I'm saying? They can eat whatever they want, sleep with whoever they want, but gave you the Most High gave you certain people to marry, you know. He gave you certain foods that you can eat and certain foods that you can't eat. Certain holidays that you can celebrate and certain ones that you have to stay away from, man. But we're gonna get into it. If you are Israelite, if you are a Black, Hispanic, or Native American, then you are Israelite according to the Bible, man. You find out you're an Israelite and you come back to the Most High law, statutes, and commandments, there's some essential tools that you might need, that you're going to need in order to show yourself approved, man. You know what I'm saying? First thing you're going to need is a 1611 King James Bible. The 1611 King James Bible is the closest you're going to get to the original text, man. That was translated from the original Hebrew and the Greek, man. You know, get you a 1611 King James Bible. No other iteration of the Bible, man. Second, make sure you have apocrypha. If your Bible does not contain the apocrypha in it, make sure that you also get an apocrypha so you can have the complete word and record of the Most High. You know. Third, you want to make sure you have your Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Why you need a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary? So you can look up words in the Bible that you know that you do not understand, man. And make sure that you reading it in its proper context, the way it's meant to be understood. The Bible was written and translated in Old English. We no longer speak Old English anymore. We speak a modern English. So to make sure that you understand what you are reading, you need a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, you know. And last, you know, make sure that you write down these scriptures, man, and take notes. So you could go back and study and meditate, you know what I'm saying, and pray and whatever you need to do to show yourself approved in these scriptures. You know, so we're gonna get into tonight's topic, which is idols, man. You know, the idols that we wear, you know what I'm saying, us in the world have been taken over by idols, you know, especially in that Christian church. That Christian church, you know, has you with a cross on it around your neck, man. You know, that's idol worshiping, man. That cross has absolutely nothing to do with Christ, man. Christ was tortured on that cross. And now today, you know what I'm saying, because we are destroyed for lack of knowledge, we walk around with a goddamn cross on and we believe, you know what I'm saying, that it's something holy, you know, that it's something honorable, you know, but Christ wasn't the only one to die on a cross. That was it was a pretty much a regular thing for people to be crucified at that time, you know. It was thousands of brothers, you know what I'm saying, and sisters that died on crosses, man. So when you wear that cross, man, it's like you're walking around with a Glock, a piece of, you know what I'm saying, a Glock on your chain. You know what I'm saying? It was just another form of how to kill you at that time. You know. So we have to start, you know, we have to start looking into these things that we just, you know, just do without giving it a thought. You know, the Christian church has you wearing a cross. If you're a brother, you know what I'm saying, a sister in the Muslim mosque, you know what I'm saying, and you go to that damn rock, man. Where's where that rock at again?
In Mecca.
In Mecca. You know what I'm saying? And you get in line with thousands of hundreds of other people, you know what I'm saying, and circle that goddamn rock, you know, and put your lips on it, man. That's idol worshiping, man. You know, your conscious community, you know what I'm saying, that where that goddamn what's that unk, you know, that's idol worshiping, man. The Most High, you know what I'm saying, meant for you not to worship idols, man. The Most High that separated you from all other people that want to idol worship, man. We're gonna get into the scriptures about it, man. So let's see. Let's get the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 3.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
The Most High said that you should have no other gods before you, man. This is clear and simple. You know, we have to make sure, you know, that we follow this law right here. This is a law, you know what I'm saying, in the book of the Exodus that the Most High gave us, man. That's the first law. That's the, well, I ain't not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, that's the most important, but that's the first law, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High gave to the children of Israel, man. You know, as thou shalt have no gods before, no other gods before me, man. Now look at our people, you know, we scattered because we have been scattered, you know what I'm saying, for our disobedience. We all across the earth, you know what I'm saying, looking for something to worship, man. You know, and we just ignore, you know, this book right here because we have been told that this is the white man's book. You know, we've been told that this is the white man's religion. When all the goddamn heathen did, you know what I'm saying, was take, you know what I'm saying, this book, you know, and used it against you, man. There's a certain people, you know, that's on the earth, you know what I'm saying, they call themselves Jewish, you know, that have used this book right here to make themselves one of the most powerful people on the face of the earth, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's time for us to take our book back, take back our culture, take back, you know what I'm saying, our nationality, man, which is the children of God, man. Let's get the next verse.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I should make no graven images, man. That they goddamn, you know what I'm saying? What's that you know, it's become a thing for the rappers and, you know, all the, you know what I'm saying, ballers or whatever you want to call yourself, want to walk around with the damn Jesus piece. You know what I'm saying? They want to walk around with the face of Caesar Borgia. You understand? That is you know, you got to think about how, you know what I'm saying, how funny it look for you to walk around with another man's face. You know what I'm saying, hanging off your chain, man. You know, some of the things that we do is ridiculous, you know. And you think that is, you know, you think that that's honoring, you know what I'm saying, Christ, man. If you really wanted to honor Christ, first you'll come back, you know what I'm saying, to the law, statutes, and commandments. You'll come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And the law, statutes, and commandments, one of them is not serving any other God and not to make any idols, graven images, you know. That's how you honor Christ, man. Go ahead and continue, man.
Or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above.
You trying to make a likeness of Christ. And you believe that you thinking that this is an honorable thing, when really it's a sinful thing, man. It's a sinful thing for you to walk around, you know, with the Caesar Borgia piece, man. You know, go ahead.
You know, and to add on what you're saying, what's so heavy, you know, and then you go into you look at the brothers up in Islam, you know, they walk around with that sun and that crescent moon, you know what I'm saying? They either got the pendant or they wear the hat, you know what I'm saying, or they wear all these or they got the you know what I'm saying? All of those things is great. I don't see how you could wear the because the is the box and the rod. You know what I'm saying? That's the box and that's the representation of the box and the rod together. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they believe. They hold religion, Islam, Kemet, you know what I'm saying? All of them, 5%ers, all of them, the 5%ers, they got that pentagram, you know what I'm saying? Supposed to be like the Moroccan emblem or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like if you black or Latino and you in Kemet and or in Islam, you are definitely following after graven images. You know what I'm saying? It's not living. What's living is the Bible. This is where the Most
All
High
right.
resides at. You know what I'm saying? That's the one true living God. So everything else you just worshiping like Officer Lamaya said, man, you just worshiping rocks and why would you want to wear the cross? That's a torture device, man. That's all that is.
Right.
That's how they punished. That was corporal punishment back in Rome. You know what I'm saying? And they crucified your Lord and Savior on that cross, man. You wouldn't rock that cross. You know, you like you saying earlier, you wouldn't rock the Glock around your neck if a Glock killed your father or your mother murdered your brother or something. You wouldn't want to wear that. It's the same thing with Christ. You shouldn't want to wear that something that he died upon. You know what I'm saying? For you, that he went through severe pain and punishment for, just so that you could live. You know, so that's all I wanted to say.
All right. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's things, you know what I'm saying, that it's not an honorable thing, man.
Right.
You know. My heart, get this precept for me right quick, brother. Hold on, let me find it right quick. Get this for me, the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. I'm gonna read that. We're gonna stay on this verse though, but I just thought about this precept, man. You think that is honorable, man. You know, and it's just because of your ignorance, man. It's just because you're ignorant, because you don't know any better, man. You have been, our people have been destroyed, man, in this captivity for over 400 years. And the only thing that we know, what has been passed down from generation to generation, man. You got to remember, that cross, that religion that you have, that you think is so honorable, which is Christianity, was beaten, into your forefathers' backs, man. It was beaten into their mind, man. It was great, on your sisters and your grandmothers and your aunties, man. That's how you became a so-called Christian. And now we don't even take a look and stop and say, why am I buying Christmas gifts? Why do I have this goddamn tree in the corner of my house? Why am I got some damn mistletoe hanging up trying to, kiss somebody? Why am I doing these things? You're doing it because you're destroyed and you do not have the knowledge of the Most High. You got that precept? Go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
This the way you think that, like my heart and I just said, do you think wearing that Jesus piece, is honorable because you done paid, what I'm saying, whatever absorbent amount for it, and you got the diamonds and the white gold in it, and you think, that this is an honor. You think you're honoring Jesus Christ by wearing this, Go ahead, Mahal.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
You going against what the Most High said not to do, man. It's the ways of death, which is idol worship. This is an idol to you because you probably shine it up, you know what I'm saying, with the jewelry cleaner and somebody's gonna see that Jesus piece, you know what I'm saying, that white gold with all the diamonds in it, and put a pistol to your head, man, and snatch it off your chain, man. You know what I'm saying? And you might think that it's worth dying over.
Right.
This is Christ to you. Christ is hanging from your neck to you. When Christ is not in that goddamn chain, Christ is right here in this living word, this Bible.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
And not only that, man, and you wear it around your neck so proudly, you think that it's protecting you when all you got to do is, hey, coming in today, man, I passed a major accident, and I'm pretty sure everybody that was involved in that accident had probably had a cross or St. Christopher or something around their neck. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that it was gonna protect them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna protect you from nothing because what you worshiping is false idols. You know what I'm saying? That's all you worshiping. That's what you putting your faith in, and you wonder why things in your life go so horrible because you're not putting your faith in the Most High. You putting your faith in images. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right. You know, you broke them off real heavy. We have to stop and pause and think about what are we doing, man. You know, why the hell would you want to serve Buddha? That's the god of the Moabites, the Chinese. You know, why would you want to involve yourself in that? You know, why would you want to go take the Hajj or pilgrimage to Mecca when that's the god of the Arabs, man? Ishmaelites.
that's right.
That's their god, man. You know, why do you want to wear the cross with the Caesar Borgia around it when that's the religion, you know, that tortured your people for hundreds of years? That's the goddamn devil's religion, man. Let them have their religion, man. You know, stop worrying about being a goddamn Egyptian walking around with an ankh around your neck, man. You know, that is the LBGTQ religion right there. All of their gods, you know what I'm saying, were gay. You understand? LBGTQ. You know, all of their gods, man, you know, had same sex intercourse. You know, your God right here, which is the only real true living power, you know, has this wisdom, man. You know, the wisdom, you know what I'm saying, which is give you the key to everlasting life, man. You know, you want to learn, you know, what not to do and what the Most High commanded you to do. I invite you to get into these classes, man. Get into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You know, we'll teach you. You know, you won't be destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know, because this is the Israelite School of Practical Knowledge, man. And wearing that goddamn chain, you know, with Caesar Borgia on it is not practical knowledge, man. If anything, it's destruction, man. Let's get this verse back from the top, man.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
You know what I'm saying? What doesn't matter if you trying to make an image of you know, whatever you believe is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Under the ground, in the water, man. You're not supposed to. You are commanded not to do it at all. You know, and we have to we have to understand that we are just taking on the ways of the world. The ways of the world is death, man. The ways of the Most High is life. You know. So let's separate ourselves from the world. Let's separate ourselves from these images and these things, these idols that you believe that have life in them. You know, they do not. You know, let's drop this verse. Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 8. Hold it when you get it. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 8. I'm almost done. All right, my heart, you want to read it when you get?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 8. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
The Most High, the Most High said, you know what I'm saying, that He is the only God. You understand? That He is the only true living being power, the Most High. He doesn't want to share His glory with anybody or anything. You understand? We got to go ahead, sir. What you got?
I'm just saying, you know, we are the glory of the Lord.
Right.
Right.
As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the Lord's glory. He said He don't want to share us with nothing else.
Right.
He's a jealous father.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Your mother. You're her child. She doesn't want to share. She doesn't want you calling anybody else mom.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about? That is how the Most High feels about his children, man. The nation of Israel. The scriptures say when you worship anybody else besides the Most High, that you are whoring on Him. That's how serious the Most High is about his children, man. When you decide to go and be a goddamn Muslim, that is disgusting. Most High is disgusted by that. I can only imagine how disgusted the Most High feels when you walk up to that goddamn rock, man, and you put your lips on that thing. Or when you stop, how many times they pray a day? 7 times, 6 times, or whatever. When you on your goddamn knees, 5 times. When you on your damn knees, you're praying towards Mecca.
That's what Allah is. It's a rock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You
yeah.
making love to a rock. You kissing a rock. That you putting your lips on something that thousands of other people just got finished putting their lips on. Now you probably catching all kind of STDs from kissing that rock. And let me tell you something, man. You know, y'all might be in Islam, but ain't nobody going to, black people ain't going to know. You might get a handful if you check the statistics that who actually go do that. Black man ain't finna go do that. We ain't finna go all the way to no Mecca and you know, you got some that want to be devout or whatever you want to call it, and they probably go do it. But when you look at them real Arabs and how they do it, how they walk around that rock 7 times on their hides and they kissing the rock and they, you know, let them do that. That's a dumb stone anyway. It's like the scriptures say.
Right.
You kissing a dumb stone. You know what I'm saying? You going into this church and you worshiping a piece of wood, man. You know what I'm saying? You giving our praise and thanks to a piece of wood, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't understand that, you know. And it's crazy because Kemet the same way. You know what I'm saying? All them Kemet cats, all them conscious Kemet cats that's out there, man, they ain't walking around in Egyptian clothing. They got the Ankh on, and they probably got some piece of gab or something like that on, but they ain't walking around. They in it, but they ain't even taking their own religion seriously, man. You know what I'm saying? How many brothers you see or sisters you see walking around in Egyptian apparel?
Right.
None.
Absolutely
None. You know what I'm saying? But you just in something to be in it, because you know why? You still trying to search for your power, man. Don't stop there. Don't stop there. If you in Kemet, if you in Islam, don't stop there, because you ain't in the right spot. You ain't in the right place if you Black, Latino, or Native American, man. You got to keep searching, because you definitely not. It's not, man. I couldn't be in a religion where their creation story is a god spitting semen into his own mouth to bring forth the earth. Like, you know, that's what they worship. That's the worship of Gad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got to worship that, I'd rather just be one deep. You know what I'm saying? And worship nothing at all. If I got to worship something homosexual like that, you know. And if I got to be in a religion like that, that's even more worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right. You know, you have to realize you a goddamn Muslim. You're a Muslim because you went to prison, man. You went to prison for being disobedient to the Most High, man. That's why you went to prison, man. You went to prison and you learned how to be a goddamn Muslim. You know, and you got to realize everything that you call a way of life is a way of destruction, man. Is a way of death. Now, because you went to prison and became a Muslim, now you have to pray towards Mecca and do all of these things. Well, you like Mahar said, you know, in order for you to be a full Muslim, you know what you have to do. You know, you have to commit jihad now. You know, since you want to be like the Muslims, you know. But you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go that far with it. You know. You just was lost and wanted something besides Christianity. I understand. You know. But how about coming back to the real true God of the Bible? Because Christianity is not in this Bible. Christianity is of the goddamn the damn oppressor that the Bible speaks of. The thing that you call Christianity today has absolutely nothing to do with Christ. Christianity is supposed to mean a follower of Christ, when in all actuality, it's the total opposite of what Christ did in his time on this earth. You understand? With that damn tree that you can put up in your corner, man, of your house, with these lights on it, man. You know, these goddamn lights all over your house, on the front of your house. You know, it's about to have you with a sky high goddamn light bill. You know, because these the things that has become important to you. You know, when they're like the like it say in the Bible, you know, these customs of the heathen are vain, man. That damn tree in your house is vain. That was a like a collection plate, like how your pastor has in church. That was a collection plate for Nimrod, man. His mother Samaris. You know, that's where either you had to drop off a gift, you know, or your head gonna be dropped off. You know. And now, because we don't even stop and think about these things that we celebrating, that we put our heart and soul into, you know, you about to go and max out your goddamn credit card. You know, you about to max your credit card out to buy gifts, you know, for people, you know, that don't even care about you, man. You about to go buy gifts for some kids that's gonna tear them damn toys up, and they're gonna be somewhere in the closet after 2-3 days, man. But this what you have. This is what you worship, man. You know, that tree right there. That is idol worship, man. You know. They goddamn another thing. They goddamn when New Year's come. You know what I'm saying? You know what a lot of you brothers and sisters gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be either in Times Square or watching TV, waiting for a goddamn ball to drop. Because in your time of ignorance, this is something to be worshipped. This is the New Year's to you. When the scriptures say that the new year begins in the spring, man. When the life cycle, has come full circle. That's why we celebrate the feast of first fruits, man. Because that is the beginning of the year.
That's right.
The time that you believe is the beginning of the year is what I'm saying, when everything is starting to die. All the damn leaves that fell off the tree. Understand? How is that the beginning of life on earth, man? Let's drop this. We done with this verse right here? I believe so.
No,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, we done with it. Let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5. Oh, if anybody have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We'll do our best to address it. If I can't, I got Priest and Officer Mabatazar here. He can't answer, we'll get it. So don't worry, just go ahead and put it in the chat.
And keep in mind, y'all worshiping all it, like he was bringing out New Year's, which is in the dead of winter when everything is dead. There's no life. All the animals is hibernating. Ain't no leaves growing on the trees or nothing. Everything is dead, and they telling you to bring in the new year, and you do it faithfully, just like you did with Thanksgiving, just like you did with Halloween, just like you did with the 4th of July. You worshiping something that someone told you on this day. This is what we worship, and you never not once sit back and ask yourself, why am I even worshiping these things? Or why I haven't even researched and looked into any of these holidays to see if it's something that is to be worshipped. You know what I'm saying? Because you walking around blind, man. It's the blind leading the blind. So you do just as your slave master tell you to do. If he tell you to do this on this day, you still do it. You did it 400 years ago. You still doing it in 2025, going into 2026. Man, you got to wake up out this madness, man. You know what I'm saying? And understand what it is that you out there worshiping. And you wonder why it's hell out there on the streets and in your homes right now. Because the Lord is not there. Because the Lord is not with you. You know what I'm saying? You have to come to the scriptures say, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first before all things. Man, I paraphrased it, but that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I guarantee you will find the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge if you do that. Right.
All right. You got it?
96 and what?
Verse 5.
Got it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nation are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Understand? The only reason that you are even able to go worship another god is because the Most High created you, man. You understand? And the Most High put things in front of you to see, you know what I'm saying, where your heart is going to turn up. The nation of Israel, we are above all the other nations on the face of the earth. They have their gods because they have their gods because the Most High didn't choose them. Man. The Most High chose you, and the Most High chose you to be the rulers of earth. And with you being the rulers of the earth, you're going to be able to go into these nations and make these nations serve the Most High, man. But instead, now we rather go and join the other nations and serve their gods. And the Most High said, well, either we're going to be on top, or we're going to be in the bottom. And you wonder why you can't have the same success, you know what I'm saying, as the Chinese man at your slavery. you know, or like the African that's on your job, you know. It's because you choose to be just like the other nations, huh? And the other nations are not going to give you an equal footing with them. If you want to join into another nation that is not yours, you're going just to become a servant of theirs. You understand? And when you decided to join yourself into the goddamn oppressor, who is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, he has you at the bottom of his society, man. You know, it is not, you know, all fair and equal like he tells you in his constitution, man. You understood that. If it was equal and every man has all these equal rights and stuff, but how come you was in the field on the plantation when he was sitting on the porch drinking lemonade? You know, how come you had to march and beg for your freedom, man? You know, how come you could go and join? You used to join his military, but you was segregated for him. I mean, everybody going to war, right? You understand? Everybody's going to war. You couldn't. The damn oppressor. He didn't even think much of you to even to give you the same opportunity to go die for the nation, man. He segregated you when it was time to go even die, man. But you want to join into this into his kingdom so bad, man. You know, you wanna wear his Caesar Borgia. You wanna wear his God across your neck. You know, you wanna go to when you go to all those Arab countries and stuff. You're a second class citizen there. But you want to serve their God. You know, you wanna wear that what's the damn dress that they wear, and it's another thing. A lot of you rappers, want to be Muslim and stuff. I don't understand it, man. You know, but I see it playing out because I guess along with being a Muslim, you got to go to prison, right? You know what I'm saying? What was the brother from Chicago? You know what I'm saying? I think he a rapper that's locked up. You know, Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? These are the consequences of join these other nations, man, and idol worshiping their gods. You know, that brother, you know what I'm saying, is going to be in prison probably for the rest of his life, depends on what comes out of you know his court situation. You know. But he believed that in now he believe in Islam, man.
Right.
Before that he was a Christian.
Right.
He just trying to find, the next thing to worship. You know, a lot of you sisters want to go and move to Japan and stuff and worship, Buddha and stuff. This is another thing that our people, we just seeking anything to go worship. We don't even consider, like the scriptures say, we don't consider that we have our own God.
Right.
Like Commander Junior Hunter say, a nigga God, man. For blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We try to show you who the real nigga God is, and you get mad at us. And now we racist. We racist because we want to show you that you have your own God. You don't have to be a goddamn filthy Christian. And you don't have to be a head banging on the floor Muslim. Let the Africans, the only thing that they get to talk about is them goddamn pyramids, man. And like Captain Tazariot brings out all the time, he shows some of the most disgusting acts of these gods, you know, these Egyptian gods, you know. But you want to keep talking about you know, we was Egyptians and all that, man. You know, the hell with that. You wasn't no goddamn Egyptian, man. You know, you was one of the slaves under the Egyptians, man, that had to be set free by the Most High. You know, the damn Egyptians are destroyed some damn where in Sudan, Africa, somewhere. Because the goddamn Muslims, the Arabs came and took over their country, man. That's what happens when you go against the Most High, man. The Most High wiped out that nation, man. You know, now the damn Arabs claim that they Egyptians, man. Leave all of that alone. Leave the other nations and they to up to whatever they do, man, and get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave you.
If I may.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's so heavy about what you're bringing out. You know what I'm saying? If you a Christian, if you a Black, Latino, or Native American, and you in Christianity, you are a slave to the white man's religion. Just like if you are a Black, Latino, or Native American in Islam, you are a slave to the Arab religion. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you a Black man and you doing that Kemet nonsense, you're a slave to the Africans. And then when you go over there, them Africans ain't worshiping Kemet. They ain't worshiping Isis, Horus, Ra, and Seth, and all of them. They Christians. You go over there right now, you're gonna see more Christians than what you see anybody worshiping that Kemet nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But you just want to try to find a place to belong, and you just jumping in and out of this religion, trying to find out where you supposed to be at. And like the brother said, Commander General Yohana told you a long time ago, man, when you gonna, aren't you tired of worshiping the white man? Aren't you tired of worshiping the Africans or the Arabs? Don't you want to worship a God that looks like you, that talks like you? You know what I'm saying? Free yourself from all of that stuff you done just been overwhelmed with and taught your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't it time for you to try to figure out what a one true God is at? Because everybody say they got the one true God. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at them, they ain't doing nothing but worshiping idols as well. And Officer Mabatazar brought out something heavy, especially with Islam. This is a book called Satan Angels Exposed. You know what I'm saying? It was written by Salem Carbon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna read a passage out of here real quick about Islam and what it was. But this was before Muhammad came on the scene. This is page 91. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna read this little passage real quick out of Satan Angels Exposed. It say, the Arab of that day worshiped many gods of the sky, meaning they worshiped the stars, the moon, the sun, you name it. If it was up there, they was worshiping it. The stars and the moon, and even what they believed were sacred rocks. So they could be on the ground, they could be walking around, and they could see some hard camel droppings, and they'll start worshiping that just because, you know what I'm saying, they think it's a rock or something like that. So they got concrete outside right now. Why they ain't worshiping that? You know what I'm saying? They got a whole sidewalk outside right now. That's a rock. Why not worship that? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going. The center of the stone reference was in Mecca. A square statue of stone in Mecca became the holiest shrine in the world. It was called Kaaba, which means cube. It has been rebuilt about 10 times. So if this is supposed to be a God, why you got to keep revising your God? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why do you got to keep rebuilding something that's supposed to be all powerful and everything? What's the revision for? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not Allah ain't nothing but a dumb rock, according to the Bible, man, according to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And when Muhammad came, it's like, and when Muhammad came, he's the one, because he seen how the Jews was living. He's the one that came and seen how we was living, and he started destroying all of the. Islam had a God to worship for 365 days of the year. Islam had a different God to worship. And Muhammad came on his crusade of slaughtering everyone and forcing you to his religion. That's when he started demolishing all these different gods, and he left the Kaaba stone. You know what I'm saying? Just to win the people over, man. If you in Islam, man, you worshiping a dumb stone, man. If you worshiping in Christianity, you ain't doing nothing but worshiping the white man. That golden image that Officer Lamaya talking about, that ain't nothing but a white man dipped in gold. That's it. That's what you bowing your head to, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't Kemet, good night. You ain't doing nothing but worshiping a whole bunch of homosexuals. Y'all better go read up on Kemet or get in touch with Captain Cesario, and it will truly discuss you. And if you ain't like that, it'll make you run from it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring out that.
No sweat, man. You're absolutely right. You know, that the rock, you know, the scriptures say that rock speak it not, man. You know, and that's heavy with Mahar just brought out. You know, they done had to rebuild this goddamn copper box 10 times, man. You know, and that's what you want to, you know, get yourself involved with. You know, that's what you want to pray to. That's what you want to, you know, spend your time, you know what I'm saying, traveling to, you know, circling around, man. You know, you know what I'm saying, my God, you know what I'm saying, spoke to Moses, man. You know, my God is a real, true, living being, man. You know, the creator of all things. You know, a being that knows no ending or no beginning, man. You know, and that's your God, black man, and Hispanic man, and Native American man. You know, it's time to cut yourself off from these things that are vain. You know, these things that have, you know, have absolutely nothing to do with you, man. You know, I'll show you what has something to do with you, man. This right here.
That's right.
This is your history. This is your present. And this is your future, man. You know, the living word. You know why you call it the living word of God, man? You know, because the things that were predicted to come past, to happen, have happened. You know, and we're just praying and hoping, you know what I'm saying, for what the things that the Most High promised to happen, you know, when we come back to him. When we come back to him as a nation, which is the destruction and the end of this goddamn kingdom. You know, that's what we pray to. You probably, and a lot of you ignorant Christians and you know, some of you ignorant Christian Israelites, you know, y'all say, well, what about the star of Molech and the star of David? You know, if you know, this is why the Most High say that you are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Well, you don't understand that shield, which is the shield of David, is David's signature, man. This is how this brother stamped his name on important documents, you know, and gave his approval on certain matters. That was his signature, the Dawa Da Magan. You know, we are not like you. You know, we follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. And we do not worship the star of what you call the Star of David. You know, We wear this because the Christ said that he was going to sit on the seat of his father, man. You know what I'm saying? David. That's what we wear. That you want to know, well, why y'all have the damn why y'all got the candlesticks? Y'all got what's up with them candlesticks, man? This is the menorah. You know, we had this lit in honor, you know what I'm saying, of the Feast of Dedication, man, that we just had in Houston, man, which was a glorious, glorious thing to see, brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? From all of the tribes, man, come together, you know. But you don't even probably even never heard of the Feast of Dedication, man. But you heard about, you know what I'm saying? You heard of Christmas. You know, you ready for that? You know, any other time, any other time, you know what I'm saying? You see pine needles and leaves in your house, you sweeping it up, right?
That's right.
You know, but for some reason now, you know what I'm saying? You went out your way to go get a tree and drag it in your house and put it in the corner, you know, and put lights on it and stuff. Good night, you know. You were just complaining about your damn light bill the other month. You say, oh man, these lights high as hell. Turn them lights off. You know, unplug that. You know, now it's okay, right? Now it's okay. You know, let's run it up. Let's put the lights on the goddamn house. Let's put lights all on the damn tree, man. Let's you know, let's do all these vain, you know, ignorant things, you know. Why we want to do it? Because we want to be like the oppressor. The oppressor, he gets to do it, you know. I want to be just like my father, which is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. That's what you're saying to yourself, you know. That's what you're saying to yourself when you willingly participate in these things that the Most High told you not to. When you call yourself a Christian, you know, a follower of God, you know, I mean, a follower of Christ, but Christ didn't do any of the things that you so wholeheartedly do. He didn't participate in none of the things that you love to do. You know, I hate to break it to you, but Christmas was around before Christ. You understand? That damn Christmas tree that was around hundreds of years before Christ. It has absolutely nothing. The only thing that the damn oppressor did was say that it has something to do with Christ. You know, we're, you know, this is our holiday, winter solstice. You know, how can we keep it? You know, and convert everybody else. You know, because everybody's starting to talk about this Bible. You know, well, how about we just say this Christ's birthday, and that's all it takes. You know.
So like it, sir. Speaking of birthdays, man, nobody care about your birthday, man. You do know that birthdays are a form of idol worshiping.
Well, that's it. We're going to bring that out. You're absolutely right, Mark. Go ahead.
Because that's the one day. That's your day. That's the one day. What they used to say is my birthday. I cry if I want to, or do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the one day. Can't nobody. You can do whatever you want to do. Can't nobody tell you nothing. And if you ever been around somebody and it's their birthday, they are hell to be around, especially women. You know what I'm saying? They got to wear the little crown on their head, and you know what I'm saying.
She the princess for the day.
She the whole. She princess, queen, viceroy, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's her day. And let me tell you something about that. You know why you don't know Christ's birthday? You know why you don't know John's birthday, Mark, Luke's? You know what I'm saying? You know why you don't know Abraham's birthday? You know why you don't know Moses' birthday? Because they didn't celebrate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only birthday you will find out in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, is Pharaoh's, a heathen. You know what I'm saying? That's not who is not the God of Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, also Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? December 25th is Nimrod's birthday. And well, you know what's crazy about that? I don't really trust in Google or nothing. They just kind of give you like a little basis understanding of things. You know what I'm saying? You got to really put some study in. You know what I'm saying? Nimrod birthday is on December 25th, and all they did was just switch it and put a white man's name on it, and you bow down to it, and you worship on Christ. Supposed to be Christ's birthday on December 25th, when no one knows Christ's birthday. Christ was born during the springtime era. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting up here worshiping. That's what the heathens do. They worship their birthdays. You know what I'm saying? You will find no priest, prophet of the Lord birthday in the Bible, because that's just not our custom, man. That's not our culture. That's not what we did. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you do right now, you are fashioning yourself after something pagan, because that's what the white man does. That's what the African man does. That's what the Arab man does. They all worship pagan deities and gods and religions and things of that nature.
All right. You know, that's heavy what my heart brought out. You know, you got to think how goddamn arrogant and vain you have to be to say, you know what I'm saying, telling everybody this your birthday. Who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? Like Commander Junior Hunter said, you born one goddamn time, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, sir. What you got?
All right, so I have here in the Satanic Bible, right?
You
know what I'm saying? Written by it's Anton Sander LaVey, right?
Come on, out of one.
I'm saying this is religious holiday, man, right?
Right.
I'm saying this is one of the highest holidays that you can celebrate, man, right? Behind Halloween when it comes to the Satanic Bible, man.
So in other words, it's their high holy day.
It's their high
Damn.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it says the highest of all holidays in the Satanic religion is the day of one's own birth.
Man, good night.
Right? This is in direct contradiction to the holy of holy days of other religions, which defy a particular God who has been created in anthropomorphic form.
Man.
Of their own image, thereby showing that the ego is not really big, right? So the Satanists feel, why not really be honest? And if you are going to create a God in your image, why not create a God, right? Why not create that God as yourself? Every man is a God if he chooses to recognize himself as one. So the Satanist celebrates his own birthday as the most important holiday of the year, straight out of the Satanic Bible.
And that's the Satanic Bible. Good night.
Damn.
Good night. So yeah, you worshiping Satan, celebrating your birthday. You know what I'm saying? You definitely worshiping you how y'all in y'all term and y'all lingo, you devil worshiping to the first power. You know what I'm saying? So like you know.
Right, you know what I'm saying? This is how evil it is for you. You know, to claim, you know, that everybody should worship you on the birth of your the day of your birth, man. You understand? That is truly evil, because now you have put yourself in a form of a god, just like that, like Offspring brought in that book. You know, now people are supposed to, you know, pin money to your damn shirt and bring you gifts and take you out to eat and all of this, you know, and you're putting yourself above other people, man.
That's right.
You know, and the Most High said he's the only Most High, man. You know, you only born one goddamn time. You know, get over it. You know, if you want to celebrate anything, how about you get ready to celebrate the Passover that's coming up? You understand? It's going down in Houston. You know, April the April the 10th. You know, go ahead and start getting your fast together. You know, it's $200 per person. Anybody over the age of 17. You know, and you could come up with $200. You just brought the damn Gamma Black Jordans. That was $200. You know, go and put your $200. Put your money finally to something that's righteous, something that's better than your goddamn self. You know, you're worried about all of these goddamn birthdays for these damn kids. How about you help the kids out not to participate in another generational curse, man? You know, you got the damn Christmas tree up and stuff. How about you start by taking that idol out of your house? You know, go put it on the side of the damn road and wait till the damn garbage people come pick it up. You know, don't wait till Christmas come to do it. Do it now. You understand? Your God told you not to worship idols, man. You understand? We have laws, statutes, and commandments that forbid it. You know, like I said, you want to bring yourself in the fold of a real, true living power. If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you know, then you start by getting in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We have brothers in this school that'll teach you. You know that first you have to start by destroying the old man, the man that believes in celebrating his goddamn birthday, and the man that used to love celebrating Christmas, and the man that used to want to be a Muslim. You know, the man that thought he was a goddamn African. You know, when you don't know not a goddamn person in your family that ever been to Africa. You know, you want to be a damn Egyptian because of the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? Them damn pyramids are going to be destroyed when Christ returns. You understand? Those things are vain. Let's get one more thing. It's getting late. Let's get one more scripture. Let's get the book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 3. Water, sir, for bringing them that book out. That was real heavy right there. And you too, Mahar. You know what I'm saying? Bringing up birthdays. You know that's one of the most evil things that you can do. You know, yeah. And I tell you what, you know, when I first came into this Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, you know, that was one of the most disgusting things when I used to tell, you know, my friends and family, man, don't call me on my birthday, man. You know, I don't believe in birthdays, you know. And that just show you another thing, sir, how disgusting a Christian is, you know. I'm gonna say happy birthday anyway, because I love you, you know. Man, no, that's how disgusting you Christians is, you know. You love you just like the goddamn oppressor that forced you to be a Christian. You have the same spirit that you want to force Christianity, you know what I'm saying, on somebody that tells you that they don't want to participate in that. You know, you want to text message me anyway. I know you don't, you know what I'm saying? Then they tell you, I know you don't celebrate your birthday, but you know, I'm gonna say it anyway. You know, you think you righteous about doing that. That's just like that scripture that I had my heart bring out. There's a way that seems right to a man, you know what I'm saying? You believe that is right. You know what I'm saying? When it's absolutely evil for you to do that. You know. Stop doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add, and y'all jumping in these other religions, man. Y'all, you know, Christianity is so destroyed right now, where you got people leaving up out of Christianity, and now that's where this whole spiritual, I'm just spiritual movement coming from. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that Christianity is falling thanks to Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, is falling, and Commander General Yohana under Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. We tearing all those graven images and strongholds down. But you going into these religions, man, thinking that searching for the truth, you know what I'm saying, and for the most part, man, Christianity is Islam is the number one and number two religions on the planet, man. That's where you will find more black people, Hispanic people than anybody, than any other religion. You will find them there. You know what I'm saying? And you leave Christianity, which is just the white man, just a whore religion of the white man. You know what I'm saying? For Islam, and they are the biggest drug dealers on the planet. Islam ain't no better than Christianity, man. You go into Islam, they selling drugs, they sleeping with other men's wives, they doing everything under the sun. And then they teach, well, as long as I don't do it to another Muslim, I'm good. So basically they could do it to you, you know what I'm saying, just as long as who is not a Muslim, who is a Christian, just as long as they don't do it to a fellow Islamic Muslim or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, so you had something?
That's bringing that out, because you know what I'm saying, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you go and join and become a Muslim, right? You ain't selling dope to no Arabs. You ain't, you know what I'm saying, destroying no Arabs. But you know what I'm saying, your people, right, who are not of that religion, you know, you take the kubi off and you can destroy them.
Right, that's right.
Well, that's heavy how y'all brought out. You understand? You know, you understand that you have embraced something that tells you to destroy your own people, man.
Right.
You know, when you put on that goddamn little knitted cap, whatever the hell it is, you know, that you Muslims like to wear, you know, your brother, you know, you have embraced a culture of another nation that tells you, well, it's okay for you to sell dope to your brother, man. You know. But I bet you, I promise you, you wouldn't sell it to another damn Arab Muslim. You know, you'll make sure you didn't do that. You know, because the damn Muslim has become an idol to you. You know, you fear them. You know, and you feel that goddamn rock in the middle of the damn desert. You feel that. You know, but you don't feel the Most High. You don't feel the Most High, because if you feel the Most High, you wouldn't sell dope to his children, man. You know, and you wonder why, you know, that you end up back in prison, man. You know, backing up with the rest of the nation, you know, you know, Nation of Islam and all them other brothers, man. You know. And I remember a time when you used to hear about them brothers a lot. You used to see them in the middle of the street with their damn bow ties and newspapers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is tearing down another false religion, man. That he's bringing his children back into his fold. You understand?
That's right.
That Muslim stuff is played out. You know, it was fashionable to be a Muslim back in the 60s and all of that.
That's right.
But you find out over time just how the Most High just brings out that's another disgusting, filthy culture of the Arabs, and it's evil. You know, when you had all of that stuff coming out with their leader, I forgot his name.
Farrakhan.
You know, Farrakhan, and what was the other one? You know, Elijah Muhammad, you know, dealing with the girl situation and the other Muslims that end up unaliving Malcolm X, you know. It's just another false religion that the Most High had to tear down, man. You know, it ain't take long, you know. And just the good night. We could talk about the Christian church for days, man. You know, the Christian church that has you destroyed, that has you looking forward to all this evil holidays, man. Let's go ahead and get this verse, Mahal. Ephesians.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, Salaki, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
There it is. You understand? That this is what the Most High thinks about. You know what I'm saying? Idolatry. About you giving your love to anyone outside of Him, man. Yeah, the scriptures just said for this you know whoremonger. You understand? This is what the Most High thinks about you when you decide to give His praise to anything else outside of Him. What you got, sir?
Pastor is no more than a whoremonger.
Man, right.
You know what I'm saying? He's just a pimp in the goddamn pulpit.
Man, right. Absolutely right. You know, that's what being an idolater is on par with. A whoremonger and an unclean person. The unclean person cannot even go into the temple, man. You know. Nor covetous, you know. This is you're rich people, you know, that have to have everything. They're greedy, taking up. Go ahead, sir. What you got?
Good. You know what I'm saying? It said no unclean person. Right? In the Christian church, we are taught that the laws of God is done away with.
That's right.
You know, we just walk around unclean all the time because we think that Christ came and you know, He died. So we can walk around unclean, and when we die, we're going to heaven because we believe in Christ.
Right.
That's the goddamn lie that destroyed us, man.
Right.
Right. It said, you know what I'm saying, no unclean person, man. And you have to follow the law, the laws of God, and be clean.
Right. Right. You know, you're an unclean, filthy person, man. When you give your love, you know, to anything outside of the Most High, man. And we didn't even bring this out, you know what I'm saying? We didn't even think about, you know what I'm saying, the God that everybody loves to serve now. You know what I'm saying? Which is money. You know. That is your God right there. And you put that above everything, man. You know. Some of you sisters out here, that is your God, because you'll sell your goddamn body and soul, you know, to have a goddamn purse. You know. That God right there is you know, who everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's been indoctrinated into the Christian church puts first. It definitely, that's the God of your pastor. You know, Don't let that collection plate be heavy enough. You understand?
You know they locking doors now.
They locking you. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because the real God that your Christian church, pastor serves, is right there in that collection plate. He has to have it. You'll find out. Keep going to church. You'll understand when it's time for you to clear out your wallet. And he'll have all kind of funds, building funds, pastor appreciation. You'll understand then. That your pastor doesn't have any concern about the God of the Bible. He loves the God of the wallet.
That's right.
We got anything on that? Nah, we good. With that, this is the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. We get with you next week on the law class. We'll turn the class over to precinct officer of 50, Maharga Bar, for the ISUPK security announcements.
We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, she or he must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ash sharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest funds, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, which will be Monday.
Yeah. We passed over.
Right. We still in the
Con.
Which is the feast, Salaki, which is the feast of Hanukkah, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days, Sunday the 14th through December 2025 for 8 days. You can find it in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 15 through 61. If a brother or sister, Salaki, if a brother wants to become a trooper in the school, he has to wear all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. This concludes the security announcements.
With that, we're going to turn the class over to Precinct Officer 500, Mabatazar Yahavada, for the Lord's Prayer. Nah, not yet.
That's another prayer.
Oh. You're in this bond though, right now. people in. It's not up there, so I haven't seen it since we came back from the camp.
All right, so we're gonna turn face the east. We say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abenau.
Abenau.
Bashmai.
Shabbat Shemai. Without. Yeah.
Our Father, Son in heaven, which art in heaven, be thy name. Be thy name. Yahweh, kingdom come. The kingdom come. Will be done. Will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Daily bread. Forgive us. Forgive our debts. Our debts. We forgive. We forgive. Lead us not. Lead us not. Temptation. But deliver people from me. Thine is the kingdom. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. Glory. And glory. Be it. So be it. Men of Israel, give 1/3 salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Mighty Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashabrakatah.
Abashim Shabrakatah.
Yadimitai, Saul, Men of Israel, give 1/3 salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Mighty Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yadimitai, dismissed.
You think they damn, we live still?
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.